What's up YouTube? My name is Uncle Smokey and this is Uncle Smokey Stock Trades. And before I start this video, I would like to say I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. So please take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own DD. What's going on, guys? So, metamaterials today did suffer quite a bit. As a matter of fact, we've kind of been on that downtrend for quite some time, as we all know. Now, yesterday, as far as it goes, was a basically sideways day, not finishing down too far. We did have CPI data release, and I do want to say that I think that is a very big player into what's going on with the stock the last 2 days. Now, also, I will say that you're going to see sell-offs. This thing has been trading lower and lower and lower almost every single day for months. And today, in the after hours, we have just realized another new low. We're currently sitting at about $2.12 in the after hours. And that's very unfortunate. Now, today we did see some short selling and we did see some sell-offs, but overall we had extremely low volume. And there is a theory behind this low volume that I can somewhat stand behind. I don't want to jump all on board just because I don't do that. I'm not all about the speculation, and I don't like to get a whole lot of people's hopes up and then just crush them. So I don't want to jump on it. However, Meta Support Channel does have a very good theory going on with what's going on with the volume. And I'll kind of give you a hint onto what's happening. So, one of the theories are that the reason why we have low volume is because there's so much little of the float that's actually available. And they're not trying to do too much more damage than what they've already done to themselves. The short sellers, that is. Keep in mind that there is a lot of shorts existing still from the torch days that have to be covered. Not to mention all of the brutal beatings they've been giving us since we merged and came onto the NASDAQ. There is a very large number of synthetic shares out there and everything else. So again, there's a good chance that they are trying to keep the volume low to mitigate their risk. And that's kind of how I've taken his theory. Now, again, that does not mean that they're not shorting the stock. They absolutely are, and it happens all the time. But like I've said many times over, just because it's a red candle doesn't necessarily mean that it's short volume. Not every red candle is going to be a short sale. There are going to be sellers. There are going to be buyers. It just happens. It's the stock market. Now, you will notice also right here, the very last candle of the day, that was another one of those really big spike candles, and it's only Thursday. That generally happens on a Friday. This was 272,000 in volume. That is the single largest candle of the day. Moving on to the one-day chart, here it's giving you quite the story. So I've been talking about bullish divergence quite a bit lately, and I've explained to you what bullish divergence is. It is when the stock price comes to an all-new low and the indicator does not. And we have been seeing it over and over and over again over the course of the last several days. And we've seen it yet again. So we've hit 213. We're dead level. We did not hit a new low on the indicator. Again, showing that there's still bullish divergence going on. It does not have to pop in one day. It can still pull back. I said that. As soon as I spotted that divergence the first time, right up in here, it can continue to pull back, but it's doing it on lower and lower volume. I am truly expecting a reversal here in the near future. I say it every day. I know, I'm a broken record. I've been hearing it on Twitter and stock twits, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? It is what it is. The indicators don't lie. They're showing you what they show you for a reason. They're indicators. They're indicating something. So, also let's zoom in right here. We've noticed that the histogram has been staying green, even though we've been coming down. Also, the signal line, it's in an uptrend, even though we've been coming down. And the MACD is flat with that signal line, has not crossed over, even though we've been coming down. Again, indicators are showing you that there's divergence in the chart. We are not going to stay down forever. They cannot keep keeping us down here. There's a lot of tactics going on keeping us below key levels. When they start seeing this thing spike up, they know FOMO is going to come in. They know there's a lot of people that know this is a short squeeze. There's a lot of investors, big whales, big money that knows this is a short squeeze, and they're just waiting for an indicator to show that the downtrend is over. They are waiting for confirmation. That's what they want. All right, moving on to the Ortex Data. So, Ortex Data is showing a little bit of a return today. And again, not that big of a deal when you're talking about overall 33.5 million shares over here and 37 million shares over here. So it is showing that there was about a 2.5% return today, showing 1.45 million shares return. However, they did borrow an additional 600,000 shares. So overall, about a million shares return. The utilization's at 84.58%, and the cost to borrow is at 1.96%. It would currently take 4.64 days to cover all of the shares on loan, which is 33.43 million shares. And that is, according to Ortex, 13.38% of the free float. Notice they have adjusted their numbers a little bit. There's currently 37 million shares as short interest, and that was updated on Monday, and that is 15.31% of the free float. I did calculate about 18%. I think I'm a little bit closer, but again, I could be off. A couple of percent, though, that's pretty close. Anywho, currently, the estimated short interest is 37.29 million shares, showing that they did not return all covered shares. They weren't just covering shares. I'm sure there was some coverage here and there, but they were returning shares that were just on loan. And the average number of days on loan, that's the only thing I haven't covered on here. We are currently sitting at 27 days. So the average number of days on loan, just for anybody who may be new, average number of days on loan, that is how long these shorts have been holding their positions long over the course of an adjusted period of time. And as of right now, it's 27 days. Fintel. All right, so Fintel showing that we have 8.93 days to cover, giving us a little bit different of a story. Now, I will say yesterday, Fintel was a little bit screwed up, but I think they might be a little bit closer on track right now. I do think some things are still a little off, but not much. So this is one of them. I think the days to cover is a little bit off. And I do think that the short squeeze score is a little bit off as well. But again, I don't refer to this that much, so I don't really care. But they are showing 77.5 out of 100 on the short squeeze score, and that is out of 5,500 stocks that are on this list. There are currently 200,000 shares. Let's hit refresh, see if that updated. Currently, 200,000 shares available to be lent from a leading prime brokerage, and as you can tell, they have been doing a lot of borrowing. Right on down here, short borrow free rate according to them is 1.13%, and here is our FINRA data. So, as usual, FINRA almost always accounts for about half of our overall volume. Today was no exception. And there was well over half of that volume was short volume. And always keep in mind, that is on the dark pool. That is unlit. We don't know anything about it. And also keep in mind, we have no NASDAQ data in here. However, doesn't mean we don't have a way to find it. All right, let's see if they've updated any of this info yet this evening. It looks like they have. It looks like it's all there. So overall short volume today across everything that we can see, 62.5%. Yep. Still manipulated every single day. Manipulation, and more manipulation. But again, there's paper hands out there that are selling the stock. People are scared. There's people that have been investing in this at these low numbers, $2.80, $3, things like that, $2.50, and they're seeing a continuation down. And there's stop losses that are set. A lot of people set stop losses when they don't know about the stock. A lot of people make non-fundamental trades. I make a lot of non-fundamental trades. In fact, I've got another video coming out tonight. I urge you guys to go and watch it. There's 3 trades that are really non-fundamental. 2 short squeezes and a momentum. Well, I shouldn't say non-fundamental. The momentum play is pretty fundamental. It's Carnival Cruise Lines. Anyway, so yeah. like I said, there's a lot of people out there that do trade on non-fundamentals. They just buy a stock because they see it's low. They saw a YouTube video on it and said, oh my God, I got to get in on this. There's a YouTuber that's talking about it. It happens. So, anywho, on to the next. This is important, guys. Pay attention. George. So, Jordan Dozas, I hope I did not murder your name there, asked George a very good question. What amount of time is the shortest NDA contract you have? George then replies, what I can say is MMAT has over 200 active NDAs with companies right now, not taking into account CES 2022. Yes, I know it says 2020, but it was a typo. It got covered a little lower in that conversation. Hope this helps. Now, I haven't dug deeper into that. I don't know if we responded, so let's look now. Yeah, okay, so it just kind of follows it in. So, yes, a typo right there. Anything else down here that we need to address? No. All right, so the next thing that we are asked is, answer if you want, just curious when MMAX shares switch to MMAT. Thanks. Whenever MMAX owners decide to do so, it's at their discretion. Now, that is per George. They have 7 years from June of 2020 to convert. Right there, up to 7 years from June of 2020. So it's not an indefinite time frame. Now, with that being said, I have a theory. MMAX shares do not have to convert until they're ready to. The vast majority of the MMAX shares are held by insiders. They can exercise them whenever they want. They can convert them whenever they want. There's a really good chance that George in his big brain knows that if he were to convert the shares, and I'm sure that the other people that hold these are smart as well, if they were to convert the shares at just the right moment, it would create the squeeze. Like, literally create it. Look at Volkswagen. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, so, I'm not trying to hype that anyway. So anyway, yeah, and here's the ratio. Oh, good. I'm glad we did scroll down. The ratio, that was another question that has been asked a lot lately. What would the ratio be of MMAX if they converted? It's 1-to-1. Exactly, 1-to-1. And as of right now, I do believe MMAX is trading higher than MMAT. So at this present moment in time, I would think that they would want to just cash out their MMAX and then buy the MMAT, in lieu. I would think that they would wait until the MMAT is worth more before they just go converting. That's my theory behind it all. So again, when this stock starts moving higher organically by itself, you may see the MMAX share start to convert over, which will then push the stock even higher. It will shrink the overall free float and force a major, gigantic coverage event. And that, I think, is what we're waiting for. And with that being said, that's all I got for this video. Like, subscribe, and do what you got to do. And if you have not already joined the smoke ring, and you want to get in on all the special plays that I toss out in the morning, and you'd like to hang out with me on the weekends during the smoke sesh, then make sure that you hit that join button down below. I know it's a little bit tricky to follow through with it. It helps if you're on a desktop. And when you do that, you'd go to my channel. And then in the community tab, there's a link. Right on the top of the channel, there's a link. You can just click the join button. It'll take you to a video. And that is my entry video. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but it does give you a really good explanation of what you're getting with the smoke ring. But then you'll just click on the join button and follow the prompts. It's $2.99 a month, and that's really nothing compared to all of the earnings that people have been getting off of my Discord alone. As a matter of fact, today I have a picture on my Discord. I'll get it up here for you right now, showing that somebody made 200 and some odd percent, 220% on their BBIG calls that I called it on Twitter. So showing that we are making some money in here. And if you hop in on there, you can see the other plays that we've already made. Peace, guys.